Hello everyone, Dark3 here, and I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of what happened with the E3 conference today. Now, we had Microsoft as the first one, and that's the only one I can tell you about because that's the only one that's happened so far. We've got EA and Ubisoft later today with Sony at like 2 AM for us Brits. But the Xbox or Microsoft reveal was actually pretty good. Well, to an extent, I have to say. So we had Quantum Break make an appearance. We actually got to see a bit of it this time, and it actually consists of a thing called time stutters, where an experiment has happened and you're one of the people who've actually become, I'm guessing, immune to the effects or something, and you go around saving people. That's all we can see. We haven't seen much, but you never know, it may turn out to be actually pretty good. We also had a thing from, well, we had a fair few things, but the ones which I'm going to give you the rundown of the best ones, or the most impressive, I guess I could say. We've got D4, which we only got to see like a short, like 20-second clip or something. And when it first appeared cel shaded, I thought it was going to be like Killer 7 or something. And then that changed. I went, okay, so possibly it's 13.2. If you remember, like years ago on the PlayStation 2 and GameCube, there was a game called 13. And that game was amazing. I actually genuinely liked it. It was based on a comic book. And then they obviously proved that it wasn't 13.2 or any one of the Killer 7 franchise with, what's it, Wakuda 7 or something. Instead, it's a thing called D4. No idea what it's about. Looks kind of cool, though. I do kind of like cel shaded games, so hopefully it's going to be pretty good. Then there was Rise, which is a Roman quick time event game. It looked okay. Nah, I'm not keen on quick time events on the whole, so press X to not die, or in this case, press X to kill a guy by stabbing him in the face. That's pretty cool, but do we really want quick time events over and over and over and over? It's like, beat this guy, press B, now press Y, now press X, now press Y. So, I don't know, quick time events have kind of ruined fighting games on the whole. Thanks a lot, God of War, you got a lot to answer for. We've got Killer Instinct. So, years ago, we had a fighting game called Killer Instinct, and it was pretty badass. It was pretty good for its time. And so with Xbox One, they're releasing a new updated version. Now the fight, or the whole thing where they revealed everything, was pretty awkward. It's obviously scripted and acted because they obviously weren't the ones fighting, but it looks okay. But I don't think it can beat the games like BlazBlue, Street Fighter, and games like that. So it's got its work cut out from what I've seen. It's not the most amazing thing in the world, so hopefully they'll rework it and make everything fine. But at the moment, I'm not overly impressed. Then we had the Cape Crusader. Not Batman. No, instead it was Halo, Master Chief. For some reason, he's wearing his armor, but he's wearing a cloak. Yeah, I honestly don't know why they did that, but let's just commit the ground. We didn't see much. I don't think it's Halo 5. They've got a couple of new Halo games coming about. We've got one for the PC, Spartan Ops, I think it was called. And we've got another Halo on Xbox One. I'm not sure whether that's Halo 5 or it's going to be a new franchise or whatever, a new series, not a new franchise. But you never know. I'm hoping something okay, but I'm hoping Halo 5 comes on the Xbox. At the moment, I'm not keen on buying an Xbox One, and you will find out why near the end of this video, because I honestly can't believe the price. And I'll tell you in a minute anyway. So next up we had Dead Rising. This is not in order, just by the way. These are the things which I remembered because they're actually the cooler ones. We had Dead Rising 3. Now with the ability to distract zombies with a flare gun. So you fire your flare gun and run away. Best way of doing it. Weapons. Well, yeah, you can use any weapon you want. You can use anything you want to fight them. So we're going to use this gun. Yeah, we're going to attach a torch to this gun with duct tape. Duct tape is the saviour of all zombie apocalypses. Remember that, people. Remember that. Duct tape saves lives. Then you had the sledgehammer with a buzzsaw attached to it. That was pretty cool. And if you want to kill things really quickly, you do that. And the car was pretty cool, but sadly the person driving it couldn't help it. And if you have smart glass, congratulations, you get an advantage in the game because you can call in bombs. If you don't want to use smart glass, you're boned if you're in a tough situation. So there you go. Suck it, apparently. Battlefield 4, we had technical problems. That guy was not happy. He was very unimpressed with the audience's reaction there. He had a lot of boo, boo, get off the stage. And he was like, no, can you be quiet, please? Blah, blah, blah. And then it worked. Actually, it looked pretty cool, but they focus more on the single player. And Battlefield's not about the single player. Battlefield's about the multiplayer. We don't want to care about the... Well, after Battlefield 3 single player, I'm not that bothered. I want to blow up people, not, NPCs. Anywho, looks good, but they're doing all this stuff with Halo and Dead Rising and Battlefield. I'm like, hey, look, it runs in 60 frames per second, and PC games are not really that bothered. I know I'm essentially an Xbox gamer, but I'm predominantly a PC gamer now as well. I play more games on PC, and I'm used to 60 frames per second. Frankly, if I'm not getting 60 frames per second with my rig while I'm recording, I'm worried. I'm genuinely worried, unless I'm playing Smite, which I'm kind of used to it, but the stuff to record that is a bitch. But you know, that's my point. 60 frames per second is not a big deal. It's not something to be overly excited about. 60 frames has been around for a while, a good while now. So I see no reason to get overly excited about it. But that's just me. What do you expect? Next, we have a nice little gem, which actually looks pretty cool. It's called Project Spark. So the guys were thinking of doing a thing like Little Big Planet, but instead of designing a game on the whole, they wanted to design a way of making us design a game. Excuse me. And that's a pretty clever idea. I kind of like that. So what they demonstrated was that they used the Connect voice command to choose a we want a mountainous area. No, we don't want it to be snow. We kind of want it to be woodlandy and deserty. And then it generated the area. Then he chose what time of day. So let's make it about 4 p.m. So we went evening, morning, blah blah, 4 p.m. And then the guy with Smart Glass decided to let's put a thing here. Let's do this. Let's make it so cool. We made a pet rock, killed a squirrel. They let someone else do it for 3 days. 3 days later, they came back and did it, and they've got Mech Rock. So your Rock was this little dude, and now he's a huge mech dude. It's pretty cool. I'm genuinely looking forward to that. If I get an Xbox One, I'll probably get it. It looks pretty cool. But the thing which got me the most excited in this, and it's not an Xbox One exclusive. They said it was kind of, but it's coming out on PC and Xbox 360 as well. And I'm probably gonna get it on PC because frankly, it looks really good. And if you don't see me playing this, I'm generally going to be thinking, if you don't see me playing this, it's probably going to be because it's on Xbox One only and not coming out on PC and Xbox 360. Because it looks insanely good. Titanfall, badass mechs and jetpacks. That's the only way. That's what I've got written here on my notes. Badass mechs and jetpacks, because it's actually just that, and it looks so cool. It looks genuinely amazing. I'm looking forward to it. If you've not seen the reveal for it, I recommend you go and look at the reveal for Titanfall because it actually looks really good. A lot of it's wall running, so you've got a bit of parkour going on there, and you can use jetpacks to get around. And I actually am looking forward to it. A lot of the stuff was first-person shootery, but I think Titanfall is probably going to be something I'm going to get very into quite quickly, just because mechs. And you know, you're getting in your mech, the mech grab you, you get in the mech, and then you can do your thing. You can do takedown moves, so you just punch the guy out of the suit. That's just brutal there. And then you can get out of your mech, and you can make your mech go on guard duty. You obviously got to wait a bit of time before you can get your mechs, but making go on guard duty. And if you want, you can jump on the back of the mechs if you get the chance and just shoot their power core. And that's a pretty good way of doing it. As long as you can make it balanced, as long as you've got, let's say you've got a team of 4 people running around in their Titans, and you're by yourself, and not by yourself, you've got a group of people, but none of you can get your Titans. It's a good way of being able to even the playing field by jumping on their back and blowing the crap out of them. So, you know, I'm kind of looking forward to it. It looks really good. I'm definitely looking forward to playing that every other guys I stream with and play games with on the whole. Oh, excuse me. And so, yeah, another great thing, not a single mention of TV. It's amazing. Not a single bit of TV talk. So often my lighting goes a bit bad here. I've got my window open and my blinds are open because frankly it's pretty warm and I need to breathe. Not that you can see it with my hair. But no mention of TV at all, which is great. It's actually an amazing thing to see a game thing. I think they learned their lesson from the reveal where we're talking to gamers, and the last thing they needed to worry about was TV, and they got a huge backlash for it. So they focused on the games. The issue with them focusing on the games was they also released a price for the console. Now, the first time I heard that price, I was sitting there going, wait, how much? Really? That much? It's really actually. Now, if you look at the US price, it's $499, I'm guessing without tax. And you're like, okay, that doesn't sound too bad for a next-gen console at release day, $499, about £325. Yeah, and then you look at the UK and EU prices, and you see £429 and €499, and that is insane. Insane price tag there, because even if the US version is going to have a bit of tax on it, but even then, it's going to, at the moment, it's £100 less for the US copy, and the US copy has more functionality on day one. On day one, no one in Europe and the UK can use the TV functionality or half of the functionality of that damn console, and then we get it, you know, the same time, hopefully, Microsoft, hopefully, and then we have to pay £100 more for it, for the luxury of having a console which doesn't properly work in our region yet. So I think a lot of people at this stage are just sitting there going, nope, not buying it. And I'm in the camp at the moment, unless they can give me a good reason to buy it on day one, I'm not. And if they can't find anything other than Metal Gear Solid 5, which looks really cool, actually that's probably not exclusive, so if I get a PlayStation 4, I'll probably be able to play it there. Probably not on PC, because I never do PC versions, but if I do it, if they release it on PS4 and PS4 has a better lineup, I'm going to get a PS4, frankly, and then I'm going to get MGS5 there. And if Titanfall's coming out on PC, I'm going to get it on PC. I don't care. So if you can't give, you know, core and hardcore gamers a reason to get the Xbox One, you're not going to sell it at that price. So I reckon they're going to do a U-turn, just like Nintendo did. So there you go. But yeah, that's the price. If you like the idea of the price, by all means, you know, get one. But I'm still put off by the whole phoning home every 24 hours, or if someone's playing if you're playing at a friend's place with your game, it'll cost, you know, but you have to phone home every hour. It's essentially always online, and I really don't like, you know, everyone knows my opinions on always online. I hate always online, and I don't agree with it at all. It just makes the consumer pay through the nose for something they don't really need. And what's to say that in 10 years time when the next console's out, that we're still going to be able to use our Xbox One? So are we just going to turn it off, or what? Are we going to make it so we can play games offline? Are we going to make everything? What about the games which use cloud computing, which a lot of them are? What happens when they turn off these servers? We can't validate the Xbox One, and it can't access these cloud servers. So what we're going to do with these games? We've suddenly got games we can't play anymore. So those are my thoughts. I'm not overly, you know, I like some of the games that are coming up. Some of the games do look genuinely impressive. I'm genuinely impressed by some of them. And a lot of people thought I was being sarcastic on my Twitter feed when I said that Project Spark looks good and Titanfall looks good. Actually, a lot of people thought Titanfall looks good. So, you know, they've got some promise. We've got some good things coming, but you've just got to remember that we're not all made of money. And while I've got a good paying job, I'm not really going to be willing to spend that much money on a console which has no advantages whatsoever at that point in time. Actually, for the same price, you could essentially build a good gaming PC, or a relatively okay gaming PC, so I don't see a huge thing. And the specs are worse than my current PC. I mean, my PC's a year and a bit old now. I'm running a 560 GTX. That's, you know, it's not the newest thing in the world, but I'm running new games at 60 frames per second on fucking high settings. So I don't know what the thing about. Anywho, thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully you've seen some of the reviews as well, some of the reveals as well, and you're willing to comment down below on what you think of them. I'm looking forward to reading some of your comments if you do comment. So as always, if you like this sort of thing, favourite, comment, subscribe, and all that. Like especially, because likes make us feel validated. So thanks for watching, everyone. Hopefully see you again very soon, possibly with the EA and Ubisoft recap.